This is an animation on Charles Darwin. First, let's talk about who Charles Darwin is. Charles Darwin was a naturalist born on February 12, 1831. He was the first person to develop a theory on natural selection and how it works. He sailed around the world collecting specimens, produced theories, and wrote a book in 1859. After voyaging the world, Darwin developed the theory of natural selection. Natural selection is the process where organisms better adapt to their environment tend to survive and produce more offsprings. On December 27, 1831, the HMS Beagle launched his first voyage with Darwin on board. He collected animal specimens and fossils on the trip. Darwin's ideas were so important because it was a mark of how extraordinary a step Darwin took on humanity. In 1858, after years of further scientific investigation, he publicly introduced his revolutionary theory of evolution in a letter read at the meeting of the Linnean Society on November 24, 1859. He published a detailed explanation on his theory and his best-known work. On his return to England in 1836, Darwin began to write up his findings in the Journal of Researches. He began to develop a revolutionary theory about the origin of living beings that was contrary to the popular view of other naturalists at his time. Darwin's exposure to specimens all over the globe raised important questions. Other naturalists believed that specimens either came into being at the start of the world or created over the course of natural history. When he returned, he immediately published his ideas about evolution, wrote about new ideas, and studied and copied the evolutionary theory of Wallace. Evolution by natural selection is one of the best substantiated theories in the history of science, supported by a wide variety of scientific disciplines. Charles Darwin's legacy is everywhere. He's been on more stamps than anyone save members from the royal family. His ideas were so important because it was a mark of how extraordinary a step he took on humanity's behalf, and the principles seem so straightforward and uncontroversial now. The evidence that Charles Darwin created the theory of natural selection is inheritance. If the traits cannot be passed from generation to generation, there can be no selection. The traits will get lost within the animals. In conclusion, Charles Darwin's ideas are revolutionary and have helped science studies for many generations.